What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video, and today I'm going to cover something that I spoke about in my first ever I played ESports Boxing Club, here are my thoughts kind of thing. And one thing I mentioned was the difference between a casual mode and a hardcore mode, and a few people were like, you've kind of just jumped over something pretty big, can you kind of run it back and give us more details? So I thought, you know what, I will cover it in a bit more detail so it makes sense, because there's obviously a thing, you know, there's obviously the worry that is the casual mode super arcadey like Rock'em Sock'em Robots, or is it just kind of a downgrade from the hardcore? So I'm going to be covering what I know and what I was told about these two modes, and at the end I'll kind of give like a little bit of thoughts. But yeah, so we're just going to cover it, just give you guys a bit more detail on it. So yeah, let's jump into it. So let's start with the casual mode. That is pretty much like an intro to the game. It is just jump in. This is a mode that everyone will enjoy. It's always going to be fun. Everyone can play it, no matter how serious you take boxing or how little you know or how much you know. This is something that you will enjoy. There's no way to not enjoy it. There won't be those big one-punch KOs. Of course, there'll still be the one-punch drops. There won't be the 6-axis blocking in this. It will just be the 2-point, 1, 2, as well as the ability to weave and block, which we'll kind of cover, but not as crisp as that 6-axis blocking that you can do in, say, the more hardcore mode. Now, this is the one that we played. So we had the flash drops, we had the flash stuns, we had, you know, all in all, a brilliant, realistic boxing experience. It's more things like immediate fight enders and more advanced blocking is gone. That's kind of the point of this casual mode. You know, if you're a brand new player, you don't want to go into a fight and you know, maybe you go, oh, I recognise Fury and Wilder, I'll play as those guys, and you play as Fury, and then Wilder lands that big right hand, you're like, oh, well, you know, what the fuck. Like, this casual mode will be the base that everyone will play on. So even, you know, you might get those players that they'll say, you know what, I started on casual, and as I got better, I went up to this hardcore mode. So let's jump into what the hardcore is from what we know. Now, the hardcore mode, this is the one for boxing fans, hardcore boxing fans. This will most likely be the one that will be used in ranked online, and most of us will use throughout our careers. This contains things like the one-punch KO, where a fight will end and that is it, you're starched on the ground. This will involve the 6-axis blocking, whether you're, you know, your Philly shell, your textbook, whatever. It will include that 6-axis blocking, so everything needs to be blocked by you. There is no manual help that will put your arms up and protect you. While it's not as, the 2-point block, just to cover quickly, that's not as helpful as you might think. The 2-point blocking, while it's this and this, it does, like in UFC, for example, a good example, or Fight Night Champion, a good example, is it automatically does this kind of stuff for you. Like if you're defending your body and they throw the hook, the arm will go down. It's automatic and it defends it. However, in this, it's not as simple as that. It is pretty much this and this, and you still need to move. It will go round the side. It can go through the guard. So the 2-point blocking is good for the casual mode, but it is without a doubt the worst block. My advice would honestly be that when we eventually get our hand on the 6-axis blocking, is everybody learns how to use it, because the 2-point blocking is going to be super easy to find a way around it. It really is, because it's super helpful for those new players, but I think that the 6-axis blocking is going to be the most useful one without a doubt. It's just going to take a while to learn. So in terms of gameplay, that's all we know right now between the two. Both modes will still be a fun, realistic boxing experience. One will not be arcadey and one will be super realistic. Like I said, we played the casual one with the 2-point blocking and the no one-punch KOs. However, it was still super real. You still had to use that boxing brain. You still had those realistic adjustments, those realistic experiences, those cagey jab fests, those inside fighting bust-ups, you know, the in and out, having to be smart and use that boxing brain. Even in the casual, it is literally just those things like fighting punches, 6-axis blocking, that maybe is a bit overwhelming for new players. Now, in my opinion, this is the only thing, is I don't think as a community we should boo those that play the casual mode. Like, oh, you know, you play casual. I don't want that. That's like a shitty environment to be around, you know. I think we're past the age of, you don't play on the hardest difficulty. Oh my god, like, you know, both of them are brilliant. You know, I mean, obviously we haven't played the hardcore, but if it's just the one we played, but more realistic with like I said, the blocking, that's even better. it is literally just the whole game is fun, realistic, you have great boxing experience, every fighter feels like themselves. Just this hardcore mode is adding that be careful because you will get fucking slept, and make sure you use your 6-axis blocking, as opposed to the casual mode is a bit more lenient. Like, you know, you could throw a big shot and miss. As someone throws their shot, your chin goes into their fist, bang, and you might just get dropped. Whereas in a real fight, you may very well get completely flatlined. So that's the way they're going with it. So it's not... Casual is not arcadey in any sense. It's super real. It just eliminates that one-punch KO and that 6-axis block. And as far as we know, obviously there is that point that I just want to... This is an assumption, this final part, by the way. There could be an effect on damage, cuts, bruises, but as of right now, we don't know. I would imagine things like cuts and bruises, they are the same. I would just imagine in the hardcore mode, the ref and the ringside doctors, for example, are more involved in hardcore. Like, you've got a cut here. In the casual mode, they'll just let the fight go and go and go until it's really bad. Whereas in the hardcore one, maybe once the cut is there and it's bleeding in the eye, then the ref will have a look a bit earlier than, say, the casual mode would. So that's kind of that's just an assumption and just a thought. But for ones we do know, like I said, 6-axis blocking and one-punch KO. Now for me, I'll play on this hardcore mode, of course, because I'm going to want my career modes and my online to be that realistic experience where I'm in that career and you guys, you know, if I'm at heavyweight, you guys never know if I'm going to get that Wilder, bang, and he's just going to flatline me something major. So, you know, you guys have to let me know, what mode would you play on? And I don't think it really matters. If you want to be a big boxing fan, but you're like, you know what, I just want to play, I don't want to run this risk of that one-punch KO, then go and play the casual mode. It's still awesome, it's still realistic, it's still the full boxing experience. All it does is take away the block that maybe is a bit overwhelming for new players, and that one-punch power KO that will sleep you. And let's be honest, how many fighters are we talking about that have regular, consistent one-punch KO power where it's just bang, fight over? There's not many. So, you know, it's just that thing where, you know, casual gives you a chance to be a bit of a lazier fighter, whereas hardcore, you know, if you're in the momentum, someone's fist is coming around and you're going to that momentum, it will say hurt you more, possibly end the fight, possibly not allow you might struggle to get up more than you would in, say, the casual mode. So just some thoughts, and I just wanted to cover this because this was something that a couple people asked about. And yeah, I hope this kind of explains the differences there, and you can see, like, there's nothing wrong with playing this casual mode. It's going to be fun, it's going to be real, it's still the full boxing experience. It just eliminates a couple of things that may be overwhelming to a newer player. But let me know what you guys think. I think it's a brilliant idea. I would imagine the casual mode will be base, and you'll have to change to the more hardcore stuff and change some settings, I would imagine. But, you know, from what I played, I wasn't playing this casual mode like, oh, it's a casual mode. The only thing we noticed, like I said, was the 6-axis blocking was gone, and the one-punch death power from Wilder was gone, but that was it. So, you know, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But I just wanted to cover this because, you know, this is something that I feel like is pretty cool, and this is something that would have been good in a lot more games, especially like UFC, you know, when you could take like a shin to the dome and stuff, like things like that, you know, that you know, you lean in and take a shot, you know, a lot of the times in UFC you just get rocked as opposed to completely knocked out cold. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.